Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video. Put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, shit, they alright, but we a little rougher. Step up for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken and get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video. Put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Video Boxing, man. It's your boy D Free, aka the Oscar headed, man. How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
Oh, good, man. You know, it's fight week, man. You excited about seeing Sugar Shakur get in the ring, man?
Yeah, I mean, hey, we got the fight tomorrow. all the talking is done. They got to get in the ring and show what they was talking about.
Yeah, man. You know, one thing I gotta say, man, I was salute to my man Marky Dan pulling up. I just gotta say, man, I'm really shocked about how rough Shakur was talking in those press conferences, man. I didn't even recognize him. What happened to that kid from the Olympics that was crying, man? Where is he at?
Nah, you must haven't been watching Shakur because Shakur always talk like that for the during the press conference. Every press conference he always talk like that.
Hey, I remember him calling that one dude a cop and stuff, real bad. Super my man 88. But to tell you the truth, bro, I was just shocked. He was in there talking cash money, dog. I'm like, and then did you hear him call your boy Sugar Shakur Shakir Twitterson? I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, De Los Santos been calling out Shakur for at least a year now. It might have been longer than that, but it was at least a year. Ever since he beat El Rayo, he's been calling out Shakur. So he's been running that smoke for a while.
I gotta play a clip for you that I found just for you, man. You said y'all don't bring clips, so I got a clip for you, man.
Teofimo Lopez, the Takeover, two-time undisputed world champion.
Did you hear what he said? Two-time.
Yeah, he's delusional just like you are. I expect him to be delusional.
Did you hear
Teofimo Lopez, the Takeover, two-time undisputed world champion.
I expect him to be delusional. We already know he got mental problems. That's what we talk about. When we talk about Teofimo Lopez, we say he could be a great fighter once he get past his mental issues that he be having. So I mean, it's expected of him.
Free. Did you hear what the man said, man? He said two-time.
How many times you want me to say that the man is delusional? I mean, I can't say anymore. I mean, you want me to do it in sign language? You want me to do it in Spanish? You want me to do it in Philippine? You want me to do it in Indonesian? What you want me to do? The man is delusional.
I mean, what the man said,
you already got cooked on this yesterday. I mean, we ain't got to go over it again.
Hey, you know what's funny, man? Salute to my man DP. I definitely lost a close fight, man. I'll tell you that, man. I lost a close fight, man.
Close. Did you see the video I sent you?
Hey, I could not download that. I wanted to play that on the show, man. That was hilarious, bro. I don't know. That was a beautiful video you made, bro. He said Shakur was mad. He called him Twitterson. That's a perfect name for him. I like how he kept calling him Shakira, man. He said I was prom king in high school, and that don't mean nothing.
Right. Yeah,
But
I mean, that man is delusional. I mean, he out taking out garbage now. So I mean, it is. Hey,
Primo Lopez, the Takeover, two-time undisputed world champion.
he was taking trash out on that block. That's the block he was on when he was done. He was collecting trash. He was on that block.
the man from one trash bag all of a sudden now he's taking out trash.
Hey, he the one said that it pays better than boxing. That's why he doing that.
Hey,
that's that man words.
But you know the funny thing about the whole, like you said, De Los Santos been calling him out for a long time. The thing I'm wondering, I should see how much bigger Shakur was than him, and the only time I really seen De Los Santos be dominant, if he's the bigger man. So I'm just wondering, is De Los Santos big enough to beat Shakur? That's my only question, man.
Shakur. I mean, he got the height over him, but not weight wise. He got the height over him because Shakur came in at 133. He came in at 134.
I'm talking about Shakur just looked like the bigger man. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, if you want to say that's going to play a part, but Shakur don't use his weight, so I mean, him being a bigger man, it don't really matter. He don't use his weight in the ring. Now, what he uses is his distance. He used the distance. So if he had, I believe he got the longer arm reach. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Shakur got the longer arm reach. So that could play a part in the fight. But if Shakur is not hurting him, De Los Santos might be like, I don't care about your daggone jab. It's not bothering me.
Yeah. So. And you know, the thing about Shakur, the first time we seen him got hit, he put on his running shoes and was running around the ring like you seen Bull. So that's the only thing. He said, Edwin, a.k.a. Ghost from Power. Salute to my man, Mark Nash. Salute to my brother. What he say? Shakur has a wide body frame. He do. But I honestly think that when it comes to this fight in particular, man, I think Shakur is really going to get challenged. I just wonder how he's going to react to the power, because the one time we see him in a fight where he got hit hard, so to speak, I mean, he absolutely became a track star. What do you think about that, Drew?
I mean, like I said, De Los Santos is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I'm not taking nothing away from De Los Santos, and I believe that the fight will probably be closer than what a lot of people think it's going to be. But I got Shakur winning this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Shakur comes out here and wash De Los Santos, because we believe that Shakur is the better fighter. He's the better boxer. But I also wouldn't be surprised if De Los Santos make this an ugly fight, because he's that type of fighter. So I can see it going either way, because, like I said, De Los Santos does have power. He got 16 wins, 1 loss, 14 of those wins is by knockout. So he does have power. He doesn't have the notable names on his resume except for El Rayo, but he is a good fighter. He's a good fighter.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I think Shakur is just going to be too big for him, because I had to look at some of De Los Santos fights, and like I said, he was such the bigger man in those fights. He kind of did what Shakur did at 130, where he just was bigger than everybody and had more skills. And I think with Shakur, he's going to run into his match, which is it's kind of corny, because I was hoping to see Shakur get stretched out, but that's not going to happen for us. I was really hoping for Shakur to get beat up in this one, but it's not going to happen with this fight.
I'm not going to say nobody's going to stretch Shakur out. I don't see nobody stretching him out except for maybe a Tank Davis. That's the only person I see probably knocking Shakur out. Now, De Los Santos definitely has the power to be able to do it. It's the question of, will he be able to land the shot? I don't know if he'll be able to land the shot. I think he'll be able to touch Shakur, but I don't know if Shakur is going to let him be able to land a clean shot to actually get him out of there. But we got to see how this fight plays out, because De Los Santos can impose his will or Shakur can impose his will. So we're going to see when the fight happens in probably about a little over 24 hours. We're going to see who's going to be the guy that was up for the task. At the weigh-in, it looked like both of them are up for the task. Shakur was saying he's gonna fuck him up, and De Los Santos like I want to see you do it. I want to see you do it. So I mean, they both was up there talking. So we're gonna see who's gonna step up for the task. It's gonna be a interesting fight. I just believe Shakur is more seasoned, and I think Shakur is the better fighter, and so I think Shakur is gonna win. I just think it's going to be a little closer than a lot of people think.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just know in this fight in particular, it's not the kind of competition I was hoping for. With Frank Martin, that was more of a 50-50 fight, because I honestly don't think that Shakur, which it said, I don't know if this is true, but according to the BoxRec, they said he got the second best defense in boxing per percentage as far as hitting and not getting. They got him up there with like Floyd, Manny Pacquiao. These are like when they were young. So it's kind of crazy to see that he's that good on defense. But from what I've seen with Shakur, I don't think he got enough offense to really be, I would say, a huge player past 135. Because I don't know if power's ever been his thing, but I'll say this: he might just skate through this fight, and then when he get in there with Tank or somebody like that, then he might get knocked out. But I don't think he's as good as everybody's saying. I think the tape is out on him. I think if you can go to his body, you can really hurt him. You can get him out of there. And unfortunately, De Los Santos is not the guy to do that. But on another note, I want to know your opinion on this. What was it like seeing Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua on the same stage, man? Was that not like surreal, or was that just me?
That was bullshit.
Why you say that?
They're on the same stage, but they ain't fighting each other.
I mean, but you got to be honest, that card that the Saudis are putting, man, that's almost a historic card. I mean, you got Joseph Parker.
But it's good because you got guys in there that you want to see fight, and like my man Knockout just said on his live, a lot of those guys are not fighting the people they're supposed to be fighting. We're supposed to be seeing Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder in the main event. We're supposed to be seeing I don't really. I mean, Big Baby Miller and Dubois. That's a decent fight between those two. But Herkovich, he's supposed to be fighting that other big Russian. They got them fighting guys that we don't care to see. We want to see Herkovich against the other big Russian. The other big Russian is out there knocking everybody out. Everybody say Herkovich is a big knockout artist. Put him in there with the other Russian. So I mean, I understand the card and they want to build up the fight, but the fight been building up for 7 years. We've been talking about Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder for like 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing, salute to my man Mark, said it was a word event. Jamel Miller, man, Jamel Big Baby Miller, man, is one of the dumbest guys I ever seen in boxing, because for some reason, man, he got this whole like New York tough guy thing. Like, he was really on Anthony Joshua. I thought they was gonna throw hands at the press conference. Man, I was shocked by that. You know what I wonder? Why does he have bad blood with AJ and he the one that cheated? What do you think, man?
That's why I don't read into it, because nigga, you had an opportunity to fight him and your ass the one that popped dirty. AJ didn't pop dirty, you did. You popped dirty and you the one that couldn't make the fight. So I don't. Me personally, I'm not that high on Big Baby Miller. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, he could fight this and that." Yeah, but who has he fought to prove that he can fight? Because all of his big fights, either he cheated his way out of the fight or he got beat. So I'm not that high on Big Baby Miller.
I mean, he beat an old Lucas Brown. I think that's his claim to fame. He was a belt holder. So that's what his claim to fame is, beating an old ancient Lucas Brown.
But Lucas Brown ain't never been all that good neither.
He had a belt around his waist for one fight, though.
One fight. He lucked up and landed a good punch or got a gift decision, and then the very next fight he lost it.
Yeah, he knocked the dude's head off. But I'll say this: the thing about it, when you see that kind of card, I think the thing that was so funny was AJ really made a statement by firing Derrick James. Man, what you think?
I don't really think nothing of it because if you look at it, his history, that's what he's been doing. He hired what's the Spanish dude? Uh,
Robert Garcia.
Robert Garcia. He hired Robert Garcia for the second Usyk fight. After he lost that, he fired him. Then he hired Derrick James for the daggone for the Jermaine Ortiz and the Robert Helenius fight. Then he fired him. So I mean that's what it is. Even with Derrick James, I didn't think he was going to beat Deontay Wilder anyway.
I say with Derrick James, the thing I did notice, I don't know if this counts for anything. I will say I did see him doing a great job of transitioning from offense to defense a lot smoother than we have seen him do it in the past. So in that respect, I was very pleased with what I seen from Joshua in that aspect because I didn't think he would look that good, man. He looked terrific against what's that Jermaine Taylor? Was it Jermaine Taylor?
Jermaine Franklin.
Jermaine Franklin. My mistake. Jermaine Franklin. And that Jermaine Franklin fight, I thought he looked terrific, man. But the honesty to tell you the truth, just like when everybody knows those fighters lost some fights, I'm starting to believe like that trainer of the year is like the Madden cover. I don't know if you ever played the game, John Madden.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that Madden cover. You know, whenever you get it, your fighter just start getting beat to death. Like one of I don't know what that is, man.
I mean, the trainer of the year is for the accomplishment of a trainer putting together good a good string of wins for the year. He had an undisputed champion. He had a unified champion, so he deserved it. But I mean, it could be a curse. But I mean, I'm trying to think who else won trainer of the year. I think did Freddie Roach win it one year? I think Freddie Roach won it one year.
He won it a couple years, yeah.
Yeah, I think he won it, and I think what's the other black guy that used to fight? Not Freddie Roach. Buddy McGurk. I think Buddy McGurk won it before as well. So I mean, like I said, it's just an accolade for the trainer because the trainer don't get no real accolade except for trainer of the year. That's the only accolade that they really get. So I mean, it was well deserved because of what he did for that year. It was well deserved. The same way it was well deserved for Eddie Reynoso. I still think that Derrick James should have got it over Eddie Reynoso, but I understand why they gave it to Eddie Reynoso. He had two fighters that was unified champions or that was champions in his camp. So I understand why they gave it to him. And of course, Canelo was a big public fighter. So of course, anytime Canelo does well, you're going to acknowledge his trainer. And then he had at the time he had Oscar Valdez, who was undefeated, and he had Ryan Garcia, who was undefeated. So I understand why they gave it to him. I still think that Derrick James should have got it though.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but my man Murphy Dan, he said it's he saw EJ get beat and said, "F that." You know, I'll tell you what, the way Derrick, I got to be honest, I was kind of hard on Derrick James, but I went back and watched the film. I got to say, whether it was the Errol Spence fight or it was, everybody knows it's no secret he's one of my favorite fighters, Jamel Charlo fight. There was nothing BJ could do other than jump in the ring. I mean, there was nothing he could do, man. Because he pretty much let Jamel know, do you want it? What are you doing, Jay? What do you want? What are you doing? And he told Errol what to do. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna speak about this just as a sidebar. When I heard Bomac kind of tell, I know you heard that. I know you seen the interview with Bomac. When I heard Bomac kind of tell EJ what to work on, and he was basically talking about not lunging over your punches, staying behind your jab. It was kind of funny when in boxing do you see a rival trainer give you that kind of advice, man? Like to tell you don't come ahead of your punches, no lunging, work behind your jab,
I,
be
I think
defensively
I think I
responsive.
think he wasn't saying that to give him advice. I think he was more so saying it to be sarcastic and to talk shit to Earl Spence. It wasn't so much of giving him advice. I mean, in hindsight, it was advice, but when he was doing it, it was more so making fun of EJ and
Mhm.
talking shit to EJ. That's what he was doing it more so.
I'm just saying, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying that the talking crap, the part that got me was a lot of that made sense, though. That's the thing I'm saying.
Yeah, it
Everything
made
he was
sense. It
saying
made
made
sense
sense.
in hindsight, but when they was doing the talking, you wasn't thinking of it was making sense, or you was thinking they up there talking they talking they smart. But in hindsight, yeah, you look at it, you like, oh yeah, he should have not did that. He should have did this or whatever. But like I said, they was just talking they smack at the time.
I mean, I'll say this. I just was I was a little disappointed in the fact that we haven't heard anything from Errol Spence. So going forward, when it comes to Errol Spence, I don't want to hear him at all, because he
You don't
hasn't.
hear from Errol Spence. What are you talking about?
But no, what I'm saying,
Errol Spence never talks.
but what I'm saying is, there's been times when you can get EJ talking. That you can get
Earl
him
Spence
talking.
never talks. The only time you hear Earl Spence talk is when he's doing an interview. Earl Spence never talks. He stayed quiet until the fight is made. When we was everybody was trying to figure out what Earl was doing after the Danny Garcia. You didn't hear nothing from Earl. You thought that they was working on a Bud Crawford fight, and then boom, he was supposed to be fighting Manny Pacquiao. Then you didn't hear nothing from Earl after that, and you was trying to figure out what he was going to do. Is they working on the Bud fight now? Then you hear the Danis Ugas fight is made. Earl Spence don't never talk. He never talks.
I'll give you that. He's correction. You're right. He's not a big talker. But I mean, I get what you're saying. 88 said Bo Mack was being sarcastic because he said for years EJ makes mistakes and he doesn't fix them. It's over. Um, but what I'm saying is he just okay. Give you an example. Like when he said that EJ needs to do a better job of protecting the overhand right. The thing is, how does he not know that? You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff is like the stuff he was saying was very basic. But I think if EJ took that in, he would be a different fighter. I mean, if he would be more
Probably.
defensive, if he would be more defensive, and I think what happened with the whole fight was one, we like to tell everybody how he didn't look the same, which he didn't. He looked high or whatever was wrong with him. Now they want to see he had nerve damage, all that. I just think he drained himself to make the weight. And I tell you this, I think it's unfair that because Bud is not the most liked, then he gets his belt snatched from him. You know what I mean? I think that's
That's not why
crazy.
he got his belt snatched from him.
Oh, you're free. Here we go. Here we go
That's
with
not why
this,
he
man.
got his belt. That's not why he got his belt snatched. He got his belt snatched because he said he wasn't fighting the mandatory fighter.
He
That's
should
why
be
he
able
got
to
his belt
fight.
snatched.
He should be able to fight who he wants, man.
No,
He's the
no,
champ.
you can't. When you become a champion, your obligations as a champion is to fight your mandatory. That is the only obligation of a champion is to fight your mandatory. You don't have no other obligations except for fight your mandatory. And when he said he's not fighting his mandatory, the sanctioning body has every right, and most of them will pull their belt from you. That's the
Yeah,
only obligation he got.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, bro, at the end of the day, I just think in boxing, man, it's so much politics going on. Now you got Bud Crawford saying because of EJ's fans, he got stripped because they was hyping up Boots Ennis. And I'll tell you this, I don't think EJ was ever planning to fight Boots Ennis at 147. What about you?
No, EJ said he told everybody what he was doing. EJ never hid what he was going to do. He said, "I got one fight left at 47. It's Bud Crawford. After I fight Bud Crawford, I'm going to 54." He told everybody what he was doing. He said it plenty of times. It ain't like EJ hide from what he said he's going to do. Everything EJ said he's going to do, he did. He said, "I got one more fight at 47. It's going to be Bud Crawford. After that, I'm going to 54." He's
Do
at
you think
54.
do you think that Errol Spence will ever get a guy like Larry Wade to help with his conditioning?
Get a guy like Larry Wade at what?
That'll help with his conditioning.
I don't know.
Reason I say that is because that's something else that Bomac brought up and said EJ's, he didn't have any win in the fight, and said that's been one of the
He
things
might
his
need to
whole
go.
camp
He
was
might
like.
need to go back to his old strength and condition coach, Blu-ray. He might need to go back to him.
Yeah, I forgot that guy's name, but either going back to Blu-ray or getting with Larry Wade, I think it'd be great for him because I don't know. I know everybody talk about Bomac being sarcastic, but I think Bomac really gave him some game on that. You don't think so, man? Because I mean, if you listen to the not coming off the overhand right, not lunging, being defensively responsible, learn how to work a smart jab. I never heard him say that. He said Earl just got a dumb jab. He just want to throw it. He don't have an educated jab. He don't know how to turn it all the way over and mush up people's body and hurt them a little bit with a stiff jab. So I'm just thinking to myself, if he actually listened to that advice, Free, you might mess around and have a monster on your hands, bro. You might have a monster on your hands. I really think so.
Maybe, but it might also changes Earl Spence' game.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but into the next subject, man. We know we got Devin Haney is talking about him and Bill Haney, former ex-con Bill Haney, are talking about how they spoke to Steven Espinoza about a fight with Tank. Are they just habitual liars, or that's just what they doing to sell fights? What you think?
Steven Espinoza's been said that they tried to talk to Devin Haney and them, and they said it was going a different direction. They all the stuff that people has been saying about what Devin Haney and them should have did with the fight Tank Davis. Steven Espinoza told us that they try to sit down and talk to Devin Haney about making a fight with Tank Davis, and they said they was going a different direction. Now, I don't know if they talking about they are recently talking to Steven Espinoza, because if you're talking to Steven Espinoza's now, it's pointless because there is no Showtime. Tank Davis is not coming back until 2024. It's pointless to talk to Steven Espinoza now, unless Steven Espinoza is coming over to Amazon Prime with PBC. If he's coming over to Amazon Prime with PBC, then okay, I can see why you're talking to him now. But if he's not coming over to Amazon Prime with PBC, it's pointless of talking to Steven Espinoza because Showtime is over next month.
See, this is the thing that got me. I don't know if you I don't know if you got Twitter or not, but I seen that Tank had deleted, Devin Haney 2024. And I seen that, I thought to myself, and then I know you've been seeing the artwork for it all the way everywhere. WBN, one of my favorite online boxing sources for information, was saying, that might be the next fight. And you know what's so funny about it? If Devin Haney goes ahead and beats Regis Prograis, I would have to give him fight of the year, man. I would have to give him fight of the year, hands down. Either him or Canelo, man. What you think?
It wouldn't be Canelo. It would be Devin Haney. I have Devin Haney hands down fight of the year. He went in there, he beat Loma, and then he turned around and beat Regis Prograis right after that. He's fighter of the year.
I mean, only reason I say Canelo because Canelo did beat a guy that's on the pound for pound list, an undisputed champion. Not many people can say that.
He beat a guy that is 2 weight classes below him.
Oh, Free. Oh, here we go. Did we not see Roberto Duran come up 2 weight classes?
No, I don't care what Roberto Duran did. You keep bringing up Roberto Duran like Roberto Duran is everybody in the sport of boxing. Everybody is not Roberto Duran. So because Roberto Duran did it, that means everybody can do it? No, does not. If that was the case, everybody be Floyd Mayweather. We always talk about why everybody's trying to be like Floyd. So now you want everybody to be like Roberto Duran. No, he's not Roberto Duran. That man is Jermell Charlo. He is not Roberto Duran. Last time I checked, he's not even a Mexican descent. He's all black.
Hey, I like my co-host who's Puerto Rican.
That man is all black.
But I'll say this, man. I think it's funny how Canelo don't get credit, man, for going in there with a very dangerous dude who's undisputed reigning champion.
Ain't nobody say he ain't get no credit.
So he goes in there and beats him. If Devin Haney doesn't win it, you have to give it to Canelo, man, for taking on the biggest fights. That's what he do. He put on the biggest fight.
I don't think Canelo would get it. Period. I don't think Canelo is even in the running to get it. Period.
Who would be in the running, in your opinion?
If Devin Haney doesn't win fighter of the year, 9 times out of 10 they're going to give it to Bud Crawford. He beat Earl Spence and became a 2-time undisputed champion. 9 times out of 10, they're going to give it to Bud Crawford.
Well,
They still might give it to Bud Crawford, even if Devin Haney wins. They still might give it to Bud Crawford because he's a 2-time undisputed champion.
But you got to remember this: that was already done before by a guy to become a 2-time undisputed champion.
It wasn't done in the Full Bear era. What are you talking about?
It was.
Jimmy Lopez, the Takeover, 2-time undisputed world champion.
No, what undisputed title does Kambosos have? I mean, that T.O. have?
He had it at 140. Got it at 140.
What undisputed title does he have? Because last time I checked, Devin Haney is fighting Regis Prograis for the WBC title. Last time I checked, daggone Matisse got the daggone WBA title. The last time I checked, daggone Rolly Romero got the WBO title. So what title? I mean, the IBF title. I mean, no, Matisse got the IBF. Rolly got the WBA. What undisputed title do T.O. have at 140? If all those people got the belts.
I'm saying technically. I'm not talking about.
It ain't no technically. It's either you got the belts or you don't. It ain't technically at all.
So I get what you said. I'll give you that. But I'm just saying, if you think about it, Josh Taylor never lost.
If I think about it, that man is not undisputed ever. If I think about it, he's not undisputed ever.
Josh Taylor's not undisputed?
No. T.O. is not undisputed ever. Not Josh Taylor. T.O.
Hold on. Didn't he fight Loma for undisputed?
No, he did not. He did not fight Loma for undisputed. He did not.
We're not gonna argue. We argue that every week. But I'll say this: if you gave it to Terrence, it would be a travesty because Canelo had a harder road to go. He actually was in there with a live dog who was a reigning, defending, undisputed champion at 154 and was beating everybody up.
No, hold on.
Go ahead.
Canelo had a harder road to go by beating somebody who was 14 pounds smaller than him. And last time I checked, Earl Spence was undefeated at 147 with 3 titles. Bud Crawford was undefeated at 147 with 1 title and a former undisputed champion at 140. And they fought at 147 and he beat him at 147. Canelo fought a man that was at 54, been out the ring for 16 months, and fought him at 68, a weight class that he never fought at, a weight class that he ended up skipping another weight class to fight him. But that was a harder road that was a harder road. That was a harder road than fighting somebody that's in your weight class, that's undefeated, unified title holder, and was known by most people as the man at 147. But Canelo had a harder road of fighting somebody that was 14 pounds smaller. Make that make sense.
Freedom. You know what you're doing, man. You're doing what you always do, man.
You make that make sense.
You playing favorites.
I'm just saying, you make that make sense.
How what you always do? You playing favorites. That's the free way to go.
I'm not playing favorites. I'm speaking facts. I keep trying to tell you. You say one thing, and then I back mine up with facts. You go off of your opinion, go off of the feelings. So what people don't realize, this is Roll with the Punches podcast. Most of the time, the person that's rolling with the punches is me. The person that's getting punched is BBO.
Hey, BBO's got an undefeated record, baby.
Yes, he lost everyone. He does got an undefeated record.
Undefeated, baby. Undefeated. I'm like Loma, man. I took that loss of knockout. I'll take it off my record like Loma, man. I'll take it off my record. But I think it's unfair how you snatch people's accomplishments from them, man. It's wild how you do that.
I'm not. Like I said, he got credit for beating Jamel, but you're not going to tell me by him beating Jamel is a harder and a better win than Bud beating Earl Spence. And I'm not a Bud fan. But you got me up here defending this man because the facts are the facts. He had a harder fight, and he had a bigger win. He became 2-time undisputed. That's a bigger win than fighting somebody that's 14 pounds smaller than you. Yeah, he was undisputed at 54, but he was also out of the ring for 16 months, and this man was 14 pounds smaller than you.
I'll give you that. Salute to my man, Dr. Mark, in the building. But one thing I think that you're missing on this is that Canelo Alvarez has never, ever gotten the credit he deserves for always taking on the toughest competition.
That's a lot.
That's the thing you're missing. He's never got credit. He never got credit.
Canelo Alvarez got all the credit that he deserved by ducking niggas all the time.
Canelo has only ducked one person, man, and you know that. He only ducked Boo Boo Andre. That's the only guy he ducked was Boo Boo Andre.
and Jamal.
No,
Jamal. And David Benavidez.
No, when it comes to Jamal, he got elevated to a franchise status, so he didn't have to fight him.
He did not get elevated to shit. He asked for a title so he don't have to fight Jamal.
Oh my God! So you talking about a guy who got the belt emailed to him? Okay, I'll give it to you. You got it.
Yeah, because the guy that had the belt, didn't want to fight him. You're exactly right. He did. He got an email to him because the guy that had it said, "Nah, I'm not getting in the ring with him. Nope. Y'all got another belt I can have so I don't have to fight this dude? Yeah, we got a belt. We make this belt up right here. The franchise belt. You ain't never got to fight a mandatory. Bet, I take it. But when you take this, you got to get rid of the real WBC belt. Fuck that shit. Give me that belt." That's what he did.
This is what my man
is a no good,
right here,
lousy son of a bitch. Hey. That's exactly what he is.
Hey. I mean, it is what it is. Don't hate me, dog. I'm just telling the truth. Don't hate me.
Hey, man. I
don't hate the kid.
You don't?
I don't hate the kid, but I just like to put him in the hospital, though. I like to send his ass to the damn ambulance.
Hold on one second. Excuse me.
Blush.
But I'll say this. Thank you. I'll say this. When it comes to what you're saying, you got a little bit of a point with going in there with Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford going there against Errol Spence. But I'm just saying, when you beat a guy that's top 5 pound for pound, there's something to be said about that. It's really something to be said about it.
So did Bud did. Bud beat the guy that was top 5 pound for pound. Arguably number 2 or 3.
He said, "What are you talking about? Canelo is all duck with big bucks." Dr. Mark, for you to say that, man, is a little erroneous, man. At the end of the day, bro, you got to give Canelo his credit. He's never gotten credit for fighting Floyd Mayweather. He's never gotten credit for beating Austin Trout. He's never gotten credit for beating. He's never gotten credit. Never gotten credit for fighting Ronnie's Lara. He's just never got his credit, man.
So you want him to get credit for taking the ass whooping of all time?
Oh, okay. Here we go. He fought an all-time great fighter.
Hold up. Even the ass whooping he got from Bivol, he never said what he said about Floyd. That man said, "I couldn't hit him. I tried. I couldn't hit him.
And you know what's funny about that? That's a fight that you can't say Floyd ran. So that's a tough fight right there in general, because really Floyd stood in front of him and beat him to death. He kind of turned into Pretty Boy for one night and beat him to death. I mean, even when you watch it on playback, he looked like Pretty Boy. But I'll say this. When it comes to Canelo, he don't get no credit for beating Lara. He don't get no credit for beating Austin Trout. He don't get no credit.
They give him credit for beating Lara. They just said no credit. They give credit for beating. They give him credit for beating Lara. They just said arguably Lara won that fight. It's an argument. They said it was a close fight, and I watched the fight multiple times. It was a close fight, so I could see some people saying Lara won. I could see some people saying Canelo won. They give him credit.
Who landed the harder punches?
Oh, do you always talk about who landed the harder punches? Dog, just because you land hard punches, it's not about who landed the harder punches. It's about who won the most rounds. That's what it's about. Who won the most rounds? I don't care how many hard punches. You can land 45 hard punch all in one round. You won that one round. That one round. That's all you won. I win all the rest of the rounds. Oh, who landed the hardest punch? You did. And all in one round.
Well, let me ask you this. What about how he went in there and beat a monster and a Sugar Shane Mosley? What about that?
You mean the monster that was cycling off his drugs?
Free, you wrong,
You
man.
talking
You wrong.
about old Shane Mosley that was cycling off? That Shane Mosley that ain't looked the same since he'd been off the drugs?
You
That Shane
wrong,
Mosley?
man. You wrong. You wrong, man. You wrong, bro. This what I say. Salute to my man, YGL Greenlight. I'm gonna say this, bro. He went in there, fought him, and think about this. This is the funny thing they don't give Canelo credit for. Went in there and fought a monster like Sergey Kovalev, who had just beat Anthony Yarde to death. What about that? You forgetting about that as well?
No, you
Forgetting
talking
about that as well?
Sergey Kovalev that's daggone 176 years old? I keep trying to tell you, though, you keep bringing up these names of these guys. The only person you brought up that was in their prime was Floyd Mayweather, and he was at the end of his prime, but Floyd Mayweather and Lara. That's the only ones you brought up.
What about Miguel Cotto? What about the monster?
Miguel Cotto Miguel Cotto was not in his prime.
How wasn't he? He had gave Floyd the hardest fight, one of his hardest fights.
How old was Miguel Cotto when he fought Canelo?
I think he was 33 or 32.
No, he was not.
How old was he?
That man was 36, 37 years old.
Okay, you add a couple years to it. Okay.
A couple years, it makes a difference. A couple years is the difference from you walking this earth and you being in the grave. A couple years. 2 years ago, I was walking this earth. 2 years later, I'm dead.
You said the same thing. I'm thinking, I don't care how many punches. I don't care about you. Or you said, I don't care what around you. You said he's a drug cheat, period. He obviously didn't believe in his talent. Dr. Mark, that is just blasphemous to say that. Canelo Alvarez has never used any anabolic steroids ever. He used something to help cut his weight, and it was in a cow that he got wild. He got some wild beef, and somehow the cows were, had clenbuterol in them, which I've never heard of, but it happens. So hey, it happens, bro.
The same thing. Like when I say I don't care about how many punches, I don't care about. He said, I don't care what round you win. It's not what round you win. It's how many rounds you win. How many rounds you win. Because that's what determines the winner. The amount of rounds that you won compared to the other guy. So if I win 8 rounds and you win 4, I win. If I win 7 rounds, you win 5, I win. If we both win 6 rounds, it's a draw. So it goes by how many rounds you win. So I don't care how many hard punches you land. If I win more rounds than you, then I'm the winner. You can land all of the hard punches. Every last heavy blow you could think of, you landed them. But I won the most rounds. So that means I'm the winner.
See, I was taught boxing a little different. I was taught in boxing, whoever the aggressor is usually wins the fight. Now, I could be wrong. That's what the great Eddie Futch always said.
No, it's not whoever's the aggressor. It's the effective aggression. It's the effective aggression. It's not just aggression. Because you can be aggressive and it ain't effective at all. So you can be aggressive all you want, but it ain't effective. So it's the effective aggression that's one part of winning a round. Effective aggression, ring generalship, defense, and clean, effective punches. Those are 4 criteria in the sport of boxing to win the round. So if you only got one of them, but I got the other 3, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna win that round.
But see, you talk about ring generalship. That's different. That the black slick fighters are going to have that. Not everybody's going to have.
No, it's not. No, it's
They're
not.
going to have that. They're not always. Everybody's not going to have.
That's not true. That's not true.
How is that not true? Tell me how that's not true.
No. You didn't see Speedy get knocked out by daggone Villa. You didn't see Roberto Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard.
I mean, I see you reaching. You're reaching.
I'm not reaching. I'm telling you facts. My
brother Greenlight said, when I trained box, I learned how to get rid of all the aggressiveness and how to play defense.
Yes.
Every fighter has a duck in their resume. I'm gonna tell you this. This is what I'm gonna tell you what boxing is, guys, and you guys are missing it. Boxing is a simple sport. The sport of you get in there and you dominate another man and break his will. That's what boxing is. Not this bull crap.
There's different ways of going about doing that. You can go in there, dominate your man, and break his will. You don't have to be aggressive to do it. Don't have to be aggressive to do it. We saw a daggone Sweet Pea be dominant and break his man will, but he wasn't aggressive in doing it. He made you miss it. You just got frustrated and couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you know the funny thing about Pernell, I mean, I think the thing with him, he was a defensive wizard. I give you that. But at the end of the day, bro, let's not play games as if when he got in there with Oscar, the only reason they say that he won the fight is because he had Oscar missing. Oscar was lighting CP's head up. I don't know if you remember. He was lighting that fool up, man. He was lighting him up. And that's something I'm saying that you got to be honest here. If I'm bringing the aggression to you and I'm trying to stop you, that's what Eddie Futch said. I'm not talking. This ain't DVO talking. This is probably the greatest trainer that ever lived. Eddie Futch said this. Trainer Ken Norton. The list goes on and on. And you know who Eddie Futch is, bro. Eddie Futch actually put 3 of Muhammad's losses on his record. Muhammad had 5 losses. Eddie Futch's fighters gave him 3 of those.
Yeah, he was aggressive, but he had effective aggression. You can go in there and be a bull. If you ain't landing those shots, you just a bull. You ain't landing nothing. You just a bull. You just coming forward. You ain't landing nothing. We saw that with Canelo when he fought Bivol. He was coming forward, but he wasn't landing nothing. Bivol was like, okay, you can come forward all you want. I'm just going to hit you with this jab, catch you with this right hand, and keep you moving. So,
Canelo was in and out, free. He was in and out on Canelo. That was corny.
Yeah, so Canelo kept coming, but Bivol was smarter than Canelo. His ring generalship was better than Canelo's. His ring IQ was better than Canelo. His defense was better than Canelo. His effective punching was better than Canelo's. Canelo had the aggression, but it wasn't effective.
I'm going to say this. Dr. Mark, I'm going to say this. I got to address this, man. He said, BBO, are you out of your mind? The WBC changed the rules for Canelo. Boxing is a corrupt sport. If you think the NBA or the NFL is not corrupt, you're out of your mind.
He didn't say it was.
If you do not blow a team out of the water, the referees will come in there and take a game.
He didn't say that they wasn't a corrupt. He said boxing is a corrupt sport. He didn't say that
boxing is not corrupt. Boxing is one of the most fair sports. You can't cheat in
boxing is corrupt. Yes, you can.
How can you cheat in boxing?
They cheat every day.
Man, I'm talking about you don't have the ref that can steal it from you like they can do in these other sports.
They don't have a ref that can steal it. Oh, so what you call with the Rolly Romero fight when the daggone old ass man was beating the shit out of Rolly?
That's one.
He didn't take that.
He
didn't steal that fight from him. Oh, but you said they don't have a referee that can do it. What are you talking about? Okay. They do it all the time.
You got me with that one.
What about the Michael Fox? What about the Michael Fox fight? What about the Michael Fox fight that got cheated? Michael Fox clearly beat the dude. It was no doubt that Michael Fox won that fight.
It was debatable.
They took the fight from him.
It was debatable for you.
No, it was.
Okay.
Oh my God! This nigga said it was debatable. This nigga said the Michael Fox fight was debatable. You tell me you found one person that said that Michael Fox was debatable, then I believe you. I guarantee you will not find one.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna mark that.
I guarantee you will not find one.
BBO Nation, Roll with the Punches Nation. Y'all heard it. When I get somebody to tell you how that fight was debatable, Free is just gonna admit that, hey, BBO's right. My man Greenlight said after what he did against Maul Charlo, I do not think that he could be a better fighter. He did good. He got a little bit better in the fight, but he can fight Crawford. He said, "You must be living in an effing cave, BBO. BBO cave."
I'm switching to my phone.
I got you. He said BBO cave.
You living in the cave, BBO. You living in the cave, man. You living in the cave.
Dr. Mark, I'm telling you the facts, bro. The difference with most content creators, they won't give you the unbiased truth. BBO ain't scared to do that. D3 won't do that, but BBO will do that. BBO will give you the unadulterated truth, bro. Every time, no questions asked, man. Hold on one second, y'all. That's just what I do. That's what I do. I give you the unadulterated truth. And what Free is doing is what he always does. He's a politician, well-spoken brother who tried to use his mind to beat me when I win.
BBO, you
Go
know
ahead.
what I find funny?
What's that?
You say that boxing is not corrupt. It's the most fair game. It's the most fair sport. But even
Mhm.
even the professionals that's in boxing or have been in boxing say boxing is the most corrupt sport in all of sports.
That's
Even
a
the
little.
analysts, even the analysts says the same thing. You're the only one that doesn't seem to believe that boxing is corrupt. You can bring any boxing historian on here, anybody that watched boxing. You can bring guys that just been watching boxing for the last 10 years. They will tell you boxing is the most corrupt sport.
What I'm saying is this: BBO is not gonna make excuses for why things don't do this or why things don't do that. All I'm gonna
You ain't
say, all I'm gonna say is that when you see boxing, you got a chance in the ring to knock the guy out. You got a
so
chance to
so
stop him.
so you believe Fury won that fight against Francis then?
Yeah, he won that fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
whatever.
won that
You
fight.
that is not what you told me after that fight was over. That is
I
not what you
said
told.
if you this is what I said. This is what I said. I said it looked close. I said it
No,
looked close. I
you
said it
said
looked close.
Tyson Fury lost that fight. You was like, man, yeah, I gotta agree for you. Tyson Fury lost that fight, dog. Tyson Fury lost. That's exactly what you said. And you came on here that following Monday and said, did Tyson Fury made the sport of boxing look bad?
He did. He did. And you know what? What I try to do is a little different. Forgive me for trying to protect the sport. That's gonna feed us, man. This is the sport that I love. And I'll be honest, I didn't like how he looked. My man, Dr. Mark said BBO is an absolute follower of the foolishness, colonized to the extreme. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Whenever I hear somebody attack me on my blackness, it's laughable. Because at the end of the day, I know this for a fact, Dr. Mark, you've never seen an Asiatic black man created by God himself who's able to give you entertainment right now. You've never seen that before. I'm the first Asiatic black man, the original man, to be on here live and in color telling you what's going on. And hey, if you don't understand that, there's nothing I can do for you, man. Because you got to remember, man.
Hey,
Go ahead.
all I'm gonna say, BBO, is expect to be getting another phone call tomorrow.
You're a goofball, man. You're a goofball. But that's the thing. That's the thing about it, man. When it comes to effective aggression, I get what you're saying. But there's nothing that tells me you can see on the tape when a guy is being aggressive. If a guy's
Yeah.
aggressive, usually he gets the fight.
No,
This whole
that's not true.
this
That's not
whole
true.
sticking and moving, man, that's horrible for fighting. Sonny Liston
No,
didn't do that.
that
Jack
is not
Dempsey didn't do that. They
no
didn't do that. Mike
no
Tyson didn't do that.
because they didn't do that and it worked for them doesn't mean that it is bad for boxing, because I can name a whole bunch of people that it did work for, like Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest of all time, Larry Holmes, one of the legends from of all time, Sugar Ray Leonard, one of the greatest of all times. I can name a lot of people. Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the greatest of all times. I could name a lot of people that it worked for. So just because other people fight a different style and it works for them doesn't mean that because you fight a slick style or you stick and move that's horrible and that it doesn't work. No, because if that's the case, these guys that I just named would not be considered as one of the greatest of all times because they fought that style.
I mean, just to hear you say that, man, it's nuts because like I know, Joe Louis would have stopped Ali, and Joe Louis would have
I
beat
don't
the
know that at
life,
all.
and Joe Louis would have
I
beat the
don't know
life
that
out
at
of
all.
Larry Holmes. He would have beat the
No,
life out of Larry Holmes. So
I
what
don't
I'm,
know that at all. I don't know that at
Joe
all.
Louis didn't do none of that. Joe Louis didn't do none of that. He came forward and got you out of
So
there.
so what? I don't care if he didn't do none of that. But I guarantee you, some of the people that beat him did do that and they won. I guarantee you that.
Josie Joe did. He did some running to one. I give you that. He had some guys that beat him, that ran around the ring that beat him. But this is the thing I'm saying.
You can say running all you want, but I guarantee you they was not running around the ring. They was sticking and moving. And you trying to tell me a fighter like Sugar Ray Leonard is not one of the greatest of all times? A fighter like Roy Jones, he's not a legend, and people still try to be like
Roy Jones is a drug cheat. I don't talk about drug cheat.
Yeah, Roy Jones, yeah, he popped dirty on the test, but that still doesn't take away from the style of fighting that he fought. That doesn't take away the style of fighting he fought. Yeah, he popped dirty for a test. He popped dirty for a test. He didn't pop dirty for all tests. A test.
Hey, my man, Dr. Mark, I order you. Dr. Mark, man, I'm 400 years old, man.
That man, Dr. Mark, all you got to know, Dr. Mark, is that man is younger than me by more than 10 years. More than 10 years, Dr. Mark. He's younger than me by more than 10 years.
I'll say this. The thing, too, whenever someone brings up your age, they want to discount what you're saying. What I'm saying is this.
You talking about you're an Asiatic black man. That's why he brought up your age. You said you're an Asiatic black man.
Hey, the original man created by God himself, man. You got to remember that. You can't forget that last part. But I'll tell you this before we get out of here. The thing you got to understand is going forward in boxing, if we're going to ever get our sport to be where we want it to be, which is prime time, we got to do a better job, man, of getting guys like the Canelos, the Teofimo Lopez's, the Floyd Mayweathers, the Muhammad Ali's. We got to get those guys in there that really, really want to fight, man. These guys that we got now that they put on these pedestals are horrible, man. The Tank
you cannot get Teofimo Lopez in nothing because that man said he retired. So get that out your head.
Hey, you keep saying that, bro.
I'm just going by what the man said. The man said he was retired.
Hey, we had, you know what's so funny, yo? We had a fighter that came on here and said, hey, he said,
asked him about Tio, and what did he say? When you asked him about Tio, what did he say?
I thought he was
retired. Exactly. So, and that's a fighter that fights in the sport of boxing right now. So, if you got current fighters saying the same thing, I must be telling something true.
Hey, what my man say? He says, obvious too. You talking about Joe Louis? He wasn't even born. I'm gonna tell you a secret, Dr. Mark. Everything that's ever happened in modern history is on something called tape, so you can watch the tape and see how guys fought.
Not everybody, because there's no tape on Sam Lanford.
The 30s and back. My mistake. The 30s and back.
There's no tape on Sam Lanford.
No, there's none on Sam because Sam was like the 20s, 19, 15, 16s. Yeah, there's no tape on him. There's no tape. There's not very good tape on Jack Johnson, but you can pretty much watch almost all of Joe Louis's career, mainly when he was dominant. I think he had 20 title defenses. You can watch how good Joe Louis was. Joe Louis was an absolute monster, ahead of his time.
Really?
Go ahead.
Rocky Marciano beat his ass.
There we go. There you go. There you go. This ain't the barbershop on Coming to America. I like how you see that in there.
He whooped Joe Louis's ass. I don't know how old he was, but he whooped Joe Louis's ass.
He did. Hey, and I'm not gonna sit here and say he did. He did. He whooped him. He beat him, man. He said, Rocky Marciano. He said, DV, you making an appointment for my shit, bro.
That's the one.
Hey, that's the one. Rocky Marciano. Hey, I don't know if you ever seen the Boondocks. Remember you said, there's never been a great black fighter. Who's your fighter? You gonna say Muhammad Ali? That's it. I done been on the Boondocks. He said Muhammad Ali. That's the one. But you know what's funny? You know what's so funny about Rocky Marciano, man? The man was 185 pounds, was a undisputed reigning heavyweight champion, one of the first champions to give black fighters not one, but 2 and 3 shots at his title. So I can't give nothing but love to the great Rocky Marciano, man.
No, do you know everybody that won the WBA title was the undisputed champion back then?
Oh yeah, that was the only belt.
Exactly. So he was just the champion. It wasn't considered undisputed. He was just the champion because they only had one belt.
Oh, because when I was growing up, I used to listen to a guy named Jack Lampley. He would always say, "Undisputed, reigning heavyweight champion." I don't know if you ever heard of Jack Lampley. That's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, I heard of Jack
him and Burt Sugarman. I used to love to watch them growing up.
Yeah, but it was only one championship, so he was just the champion. He was the champion because there was only one title. He was the champion. People say that because they have undisputed now, so people say that, but he was the champion because there was only one title. So all those guys that fought back there before the WBC came into existence, they were the champion. That's what it was. They was the champion.
Yeah, you know it's funny because even the WBC is still fairly a new belt, even though that was Ali's belt. Because I think when Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard fought, that was for the WBA and the WBC title, and that was considered undisputed back then. So
yeah,
that's cool.
That was undisputed.
That's it. But you know what? We're gonna be back tomorrow. Me and my brother D3 gonna be covering Shooky Shakur versus Edwin. Or my mistake, Shakur, whatever he was calling, Shakur Tweederson, whatever he was calling. We're gonna be covering that fight. You don't want to miss it. We trying to get my brother D3 to 1,000 subscribers, man. Y'all really are playing my brother. He need 1,000 subscribers. Your boy BBO is only 75 subscribers away from 2,000. And we giving away an Xbox, a PlayStation 5, an Xbox One with the brand new NBA 2K or the brand new Madden, whatever one you want. I even get you the new Mortal Kombat. Whatever one y'all want, we only 75 subscribers away from getting to 2,000. Support your boy BBO, support your boy D3, support the Roll with the Punches podcast, and we gone. Peace.
We out. Peace.
We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video. Put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's a pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BBO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, shit, they alright, but we a little rougher. Step up for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I beat no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video. Put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is